With Barry Ferguson reinstated as captain, Walter Smith made 3 changes to the starting lineup. Julian Rodriguez off to Marseille, of course. No place for Gavin Ray or Nacho Novo. Burke, Clement and Purcell taking their places. Craig Levein handed new signings Sean Dillon and John Daly their debuts for this one. Daly supported in attack by both Colin Samuel and Craig Conway. The referee at Ibrox, Craig Mackay.
On goal Rangers, and Walter Smith is still absent from the dugout. He must be up in the stand or making a more obscure entrance later on. Just gone away, there was indecision there all the same. And off the line, and not very effectively, and look at the tangle in that defence again. If ever there was an example of a nervy defence, not sure what to do, lack of relationship with the keeper as well, we didn't know whether to come out or not. Svensson just getting it away. A better play by Clement. Long pass though. Duff. Running well off the ball is beautiful play there. Well taken. And they had that ability to move across the pitch. There was Duff sending that forward. Touch inside by Conway. Couldn't get away with it. No offside this time. Boyd thought he might be offside. And there Charlie Adam going for it. He's done it. Charlie Adam taking advantage of a vacant goal. Derek Skilly maybe too adventurous on that occasion, rushing out there, and that required impeccable accuracy, and they got it. Quick thinking as well. There's Skilly making a mess of it. If he had to come out that far, the ball had to be sent further downfield. They didn't make it, and Charlie Adam breaks the ice. It was getting slightly tense for Rangers, and with 23 minutes gone, Walter Smith sees his new Rangers side 1 up. Just beyond Clement. Beautiful ball played to the outside, picked up by Robertson. Decent ball in again, this time Svensson gets it, not effectively. That surely is offside now. That was a chance. I looked very quickly to the right to see if the flag went up. There it is, going in here. Now watch him there. Who played him onside? Maybe it was Murray. Conway sends that back. Beautifully cut off by Ferguson. There's a lovely ball played inside. Is it offside? No, the flag stayed down once again. I thought that might have been offside. He'd been offside 4 times already. That was a chant, beautifully set up there by Ferguson. In he comes, and I don't know whether it was a bad bobble in that rather marshy bit just inside the penalty area, but he was certainly put off. Kerr put that through. Clement, Murray, down the side, Purcell. Really cuts that over well, just behind Burke. Good intention. Burke had come in a little bit too much. Burke to the line, that's a decent ball across there. Purcell still in play. Charlie Adam. Decent one in, and Boyd! How did he miss? There it is! The ball ends up there. Chris Burke, after that miss. Well, the big centre forward has certainly had 2 chances in this game, and maybe the conditions didn't help him all that much. Watch this one. It's Purcell keeping it in play. Now, initially it was too far behind, and then sent across there. Boyd missing out, and simply picked up there by Chris Burke. Rangers are 2 up with about 9 minutes of this first half remaining. Charlie Adam through to Purser. I wonder if his hamstring is gone. Yes, it looks like it. Purser is finished. You can see it on his face here. Now, is he finished? Well, all eyes on Purser at the moment, and yeah, Nachanovo, I think they're not going to risk it any further, regardless of what Purser thinks. Curved away there. Hutton, did he handle that? Here's Clement, that was a good pass. And it goes and just hooked away. McCracken, a great clearance there. Very, very good play indeed by Rangers. And just a little go. And off comes Dada Poso. And Nachanova comes on, which will alter their tactics up front, I think. The players will be glad to get off at half-time. Well, Clermont should have sent that away. And there goes a final whistle of this half that comes almost as salvation for these players, with the rain lashing down mercilessly. So at half-time, as Noah and his arc parks outside Ibrox, the half-time. Well, now they had an army of groundsmen out on that pitch at half-time, poking and prodding at it to make it more playable. And Alan Archibald is in the side now. He's the substitution that's been made by Dundee United, the only change. And it's going to be very, very tough on these players, especially in midfield. It's very difficult to play a passing kind of game on this pitch. Ball still in play, and right across the Rangers defence. Taken out there. Conway coming from the left. Good start by United. Picked up well by Ferguson. There's the through ball. Novo is onside, have been caught out again, very flat. And it goes towards Boyd. Goal! Yes! Beautifully taken by Boyd. Simply executed on the right. Clinically finished inside. And Rangers are 3 up, and they can afford a broad smile now. Vacant spaces there for Nachanova to exploit, and the first touch was too much for Derek Snilly. Just slipped away. Nachanova tries to come up, and that just passed. Corner kick. Well, how often have we seen this Rangers defence in tangles in front of their own goal, unable to clear the lines properly? And that was almost a repetition of the goal they lost at Dunfermline. There's a run by Murray. Driven in. Well, that must be, yes! Boyd again. That's the fourth. Clean as a whistle, good run by Murray. And there's a man who used to put them in the back of the net like that, enjoying that moment. Good play by Murray. The first time he's really come up an attack like this. Sweeping that over, and the big fella couldn't miss. Chris Boyd second in this half. And the Boyd on that beautiful play. Barry Ferguson going in. And he's got to score. Beautiful goal. An exquisite goal there. A good linking up play, and that is exactly what the Rangers management will want to see from this player. Run forwards like this. Great ball again by Charlie Adam, beautifully flicked forward. I thought for a moment he was going to lose his opportunity. He didn't. He kept his nerve and his balance, both were required. And Rangers with this beautiful little move dove 5 up.
Harry, after the match on Saturday, Archie Macpherson spoke to him at full time.
I've been fairly pleased up until now with the performances and matches, and we've shown some grit and determination. But there's some players, and I made it perfectly clear after the game to those players, lack mental strength. And you know, I won't have anybody in my team who downs tools, who doesn't care if they lose 3, 4, 5. I've been here loads of times as a player, we've lost, but there's ways of losing, and that's 2 weeks in a row now, 2 games in a row now, where we haven't applied ourselves correctly. And my job as a manager is not that can't continue. I can't allow it to continue.
Well, John, Craig Levein scathing of his team there, and I think the simple truth is with too many Dundee United players, and I think Craig Levein has now seen that. It doesn't matter if they lose 2, 3, 4. It's just a defeat. They don't hate getting beat.
Yeah, I think what we saw there was obvious that Craig's pride was hurt. He doesn't like losing goals. To lose 5 twice in a row is an embarrassment to him, and I think that he wants his players to show exactly what he's feeling, that he's hurt, that if they're going to get beat, keep it as tight as possible, but don't get beat easily, and don't just toss it off when you go 2 or 3 down, and it doesn't really matter whether you're 5 or 6 or you're 2 or 3. You've got to try and get back in the game, because even at 2-0, if Dundee United had nicked one, you felt that they might make a game of it, because Rangers didn't look as though they were flowing, didn't look as absolutely solid. But I think he was very disappointed after the third one went in. And you mean he said it there, that it just looked as though it could have been anything, and they were actually lucky to get away with 5 in the end up. Craig
Levein was obviously very, very angry. He was hurting, and he was wanting to see more of that from his players, and that seemed to be the problem with Dundee.
Yeah, I mean, this was capitulation on a grand scale. You know, as John was saying, if they got one back, they had a chance early in the second half at 2-0 down. They had a chance to get back in. Didn't take it, but we saw them bottle it against Celtic at Celtic Park the other week as well. 2-0 up and couldn't hold on to that. When he came in, he knew he had big defensive problems, like Rangers, to sort out. It looked as if he was getting there. But when your players show that kind of attitude, you've really just got to root out the bad ones and start rebuilding.